Okay. I'd like to call to order the monthly meeting of the Cemetery Commission. Today is Thursday, January 4th. We're getting started a little on the late side due to conflict scheduling, so we apologize to our home viewers. So first item of business is the approval of the minutes for December 14th.
At 9:20, sorry.
Do you want to make a motion, Cindy, since it's just you and I talking today?
And I updated that one thing that you requested that I changed. Two things.
Yeah, make a motion to accept the December minutes as read.
So I'll second it, and that makes it unanimous.
Okay.
Item 2, correspondence from town hall and associations. An email from Kathy Green.
Yeah, so Kathy Green, remember we had discussed placement of signs? And so I said, yeah, that would be great, that the commission agreed. So she just want to let us know that, I said, do you want me to put them out? She said, no, she'll put them out in late January, weather permitting. So I just wanted to keep you guys.
Those are the signs for CPC.
CPC, yeah, so that would say that this was a CPC.
Right.
So she's going to do it.
She's gonna do it.
Okay.
And then when she thinks they're unsightly or whatever, she'll remove them. Right?
Well, I mean, we could almost do something a little more permanent when the whole project's done.
Correct.
You
Well,
know,
there
a
was
little
something.
thank you or
Well,
a
something on the
stone.
monument, it's gonna say on the back of the monument.
Oh, yeah, there you
Yeah.
go, right. Okay, email from
Shayla Delaney.
Shayla Delaney.
Yeah. So Shayla, remember we had talked about naming the roadway in Evergreen Cemetery, coming in off of 39, going up to the Veteran Circle, and then entering into the Evergreen Cemetery. So I drafted a letter, and she's going to call me, and we might be on the agenda later this month. If not, we'll be on next month, which is, I'm going to say something about
On
that
the planning board?
in 1 second.
Okay.
At the planning board. So as soon as they know, I'll let you guys know, and then we can all.
And then who picks the,
When we go, you can come with me if you guys would like to.
okay, but who picks the name? The
So
final
they
name?
just, what they do is they make sure that they're all available.
Right.
And then there'll be a discussion at the meeting. If you guys want to attend, that would be great.
Mhm.
And then they'll pick a name. They told me to give them 3
I
choices.
thought we had sent in 3. Where
We
I
did.
see that? Oh, here it is, right,
Yeah.
it's on the next page.
Yeah.
Veterans Memorial Drive, Veterans Memorial Circle, or Avenue. Yeah, and I think we had picked Drive first.
Yeah.
Last meeting.
Yep.
Okay, that's good. Any other correspondence business?
So it was just the annual report. Well, and there's something else I just wanted to mention real quickly, is the passing of Janet McIvan. And she was our 100-year-old veteran from World War II who participated in our Veterans Day services. She passed away on the 30th. So they'll be having services at the South Harwich Meeting House and on Saturday.
Nice.
Not this Saturday, the following Saturday.
That's just the lady that had the red blanket.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
she was, she did all sorts of riveting and wire work on, in World War II, which is amazing. So she worked, I guess she worked on the Bell Aircraft Defense Plant. And she was a wiring inspector.
Oh, Judy
Served
Ford.
on airplanes.
Judy Ford's mom, is that?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I realized that.
Are they doing a bench for the Coast Guard?
I don't remember,
Or
but
somebody?
I think she might be. I'll talk to Judy about that.
Because, I mean, that would be an appropriate place, either
Yeah.
on, I mean, at the top of the bench would have to be dedicated, or however they got to say it, but on like the edge of it, they could put
Yeah.
her name.
Mhm.
Yeah. That'd be a great place to memorialize her. Not too many World War II veterans left.
Okay, so then we had our annual report, which I was able to do some updating and wordsmithing done by you and Cindy. So I updated it all. The only thing that I was having a little issue with, which I'll fool around with later, was when I was doing the bullets for some reason, this bullet did not come out, so I'll just have to figure that out. But,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's all set though.
Maybe just do delete it all the way back to the word memorials and then do a return there. It should come back.
Okay. I know. I tried to go through it 3 times.
Get out your black pen
Yeah.
and send it in.
We'll figure it out.
So,
Anyways.
all right, so should we vote on this? This is what we're going to publish? I mean, I'll make a motion that we publish this
Right,
Okay.
one second.
after our work. Steve's slacking on us here. All right, so that's approved unanimously that we'll submit pending the insertion of a bullet.
Okay. All right. So I just have to change everything to Times New Roman 12-point font, and that's it.
That's an easy
Yeah.
select all.
I know.
And then the only thing is that may mess you up at the end is then having to redo the boldface, just so it stands out.
Okay.
I just think that's easier than
Yeah.
letter number format.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's overload. Okay,
Yeah.
any other
Great.
correspondence business?
Nope, that's
All
the
right.
end of the correspondence.
Old business, Veterans Memorial Circle, hardscape and benches.
Oh, did I not bring in the, so I reached out to the original people that gave me price quotes for the stamped concrete. And as you know, it
For
was
the walkway, right?
the holidays, and so a lot of them have not gotten back to me yet.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna try to do is get a price and have them do a rendering for us, what it would look like in a couple different kind of materials so that you guys can make a decision. At one point, one of the ones that he had sent me before had like red brick in the middle, and then on the outside was kind of like a gray border paver looking, even though that it was concrete.
It's concrete. Yeah.
It was seamless, and Jim is pretty happy that it will be seamless so that there won't be any weeds. And it's actually, when you do pavers or you do bricks, it can kind of be uneven for people who have disabilities or.
Oh, I think this is a much better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, after our last meeting, mulling this over, you okay?
Come down a little.
Mulling this over, I was thinking to myself, how far do we want to do this? The
So,
walkway.
It was supposed to originally with the original design. We're supposed to start at the circle, go into the corner, we'll do the circle, and then this is the actual drive up to the circle like this. So it was supposed to run along here and go to the back, and it was supposed to make, because we were going to originally do a wall for cremated remains. So this was going to be a veterans niche wall, originally with the original design. It could be a niche wall for anybody, but it was going to have this was supposed to have seats. You know what I mean? And that was going to be a niche wall, but the walkway was supposed to end in that corner. So this would be the end of our
but I
property.
thought now we were going to go.
All the way down, yeah.
Right.
So this is what the original plan was, we can go down and we can curve it along the roadway here. So as it comes back going towards out to the main drag, so it goes longer. I mean, we have to really map it out.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
So I'm
And
wondering if I
also-
should have Paul do he charges us such reasonable rates when he does the surveying work for us.
Well, can you help him out with a map?
Yeah, well, he has all the
And
maps.
show, give him a border.
Yeah,
You can't go here, you can't go here.
yeah,
But somewhere in there, and my concern is that if we do this concrete thing,
yeah,
and we only go so far budgeting, and they go
bankrupt.
out of business,
Yeah,
and we can't match it, and now it's gonna look, to me, it would be worth it to, even if it slows the big project,
yeah,
to establish the walkway, Now we have eminent domain
Yeah. Okay.
of the spot, of the
So
territory.
he had originally drawn on some of the
Well,
surveying.
when this was new to me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
in my mind, there's this.
yeah, he had already
snaking-
designed one, but he was just designing it to go back to this corner. But we could have him just curve it and continue it a
think-
little longer.
I don't know about you, Cindy, but I think we take
Okay.
lay down as much as we possibly can.
At one time.
Yeah, even forecasting, the war of 2300.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heaven help us.
Yeah.
So is that walkway, is it gonna just go to a certain point and stop?
What was
Or is
gonna
it gonna wind
it
back
was
around?
gonna be winding down like this. So it's actually gonna be a path. It was supposed to be a path walking way for people to visit
Right.
and reflect. So it was supposed to come down, and it originally was going to end in this corner, but then it was going to come back and go through the whole cemetery.
Right.
But we're not doing it like that now. We're going down and around.
Around.
So
To make a
coming no
Do you
coming
remember where the
in.
Boy Scouts marched in from?
Yeah,
So that's where it starts, and then it
Right.
meanders back to the back corner there, and then we're going to turn it to the left.
So it heads back towards
The main
Veterans
road.
Memorial,
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
but is it actually gonna go down and make a loop and come back?
Oh, I think it's just a
straight line.
one-way
It's just gonna
snake.
be like a one-way deal?
Yeah.
And it's going to snake, right? It's
Yeah.
not going to be,
It's supposed to be meandering, so
Right,
that
right.
to like
I mean, that's going to add to the cost.
right.
But
But
I mean, this should be, it's too bad Jim's not here. I mean, this should be front loader, scraped.
Yeah.
They put a foundation down and then they pour this down.
Right.
and They do their fancy
Right.
pattern.
So we
on it,
could
and
probably
it's
see if the DPW could do the original, which would save us a ton of
Oh,
money.
yeah.
So if they put down,
They do the prep work.
Yeah,
And then
and
the
then-
other
Right.
company comes in with their guy. I mean, as long as the other company will do that, but
Right.
sometimes
Put the
they.
base down.
yeah,
But I mean, I just think that we ought to explore going the full distance.
all right.
And then the other thing too is now you know how big it is and how, because you don't want to go.
The placement of the monument.
Okay, here's the Revolutionary War, and there's the Civil War, and you go, well, wait a minute, we got to stick some other stuff in
Yeah, yeah,
here. You got the War of 1812, and then, well, how far down are we putting World War II?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the advanced planning, I think.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna contact Paul and ask him if he could do
Yeah, I think that'd
a survey of the
mean,
area.
and
He
that-
already has one that he had done
be somewhere.
originally.
I
Yeah.
don't think I brought
So
it.
we can have him just change it to turn. Yeah. All right. So I'll do that.
I mean, this is exciting. This
Yeah.
is
I know.
as exciting as doing the circle.
I don't know
anything
if
on-
you can top that.
Yeah, well,
I was just glad that it's.
was there any feedback from Jim on how to protect the circle from the last meeting?
No, but I did look at all different types of speed bumps. Again, I reached out to 3 different companies. It was the holidays, so nobody really got back to me. I'm assuming probably next week when everyone's really back to work, I will receive. But there was 4 different companies that did do those removable ones, and I think that's probably going to be our best bet. I did look at the other ones, but they're so ugly that it would detract. And I wouldn't want that. I'd rather have something that just slows them before they even get to the circle.
A removable kind,
Yeah,
as opposed to what the high school has?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could do either or. I just think that the ones that the high school have, I think will probably, and I don't know how it works, could get damaged by the snow plows.
Well, they haven't yet. I mean, I walk around
Yeah.
almost daily. Well,
The other thing is have you been to in Barnstable by the courthouse? Do you see how they did theirs? They
only
have
when forced to.
okay. So if you go on 6A, they did with the whole street rises up
Yeah.
to cross, and then the whole street goes down. So it's a larger
Right, but-
segment.
Our son's neighborhood has that. So instead of it's a speed bump, but you don't know it's a speed bump until you read the sign or you're
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
It's
Like a
it's
tabletop
whoop,
thing.
whoop.
Right.
Yeah, up, flat, down.
Yeah, I don't know how much that would cost.
That's tar. It's 2 inches, 3 inches of tar.
Yeah,
And if the plows know about it, I
Yeah.
would think that that's
just
an
let the plow
easy
down.
scrape, especially if it's a,
gradual.
yeah, it's too bad Jim isn't here for that.
Yeah. Well, I think we need someone who does roadways, not Jim.
Oh.
I think we need,
Well, I mean, he's
it
been
would
around.
normally be Chris, but Chris retired on,
Oh, did he?
yeah, he retired, I think, Tuesday.
All right, so let's
Good for him.
have, next meeting, let's be able to compare the removable speed bump that you liked
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and maybe both options of the paved kind. Because the high school ones, they're small.
Yeah.
They're probably this big.
So I'll reach out to a couple of the people who do paving and
Yeah,
ask
and
them.
just, yeah.
All right.
Because that's, again, something we can do in-house as
Right.
opposed to purchasing, you're buying tar.
Right.
Otherwise, you gotta drill holes, put, I imagine, tubes in, and then the removable ones
Yeah,
are staked.
right.
My only thought is anybody that's coming tearing through there, which sometimes they do, that's gonna be just like something to launch their vehicle off of. And not really stop them from hitting the poles or anything. Is it possible we could put like a couple of rocks on either side that are decent looking?
Rocks, what,
I mean, like,
to make it
Big
a
rocks.
narrow?
just so that if somebody's gonna hit the pole, it's gonna hit the rock first.
Oh, yeah.
Or would that just be too,
No,
Well,
I
see,
think-
that's why I wanted to do curbs,
yeah,
sort of like the rotary at 39 Sisson
Yeah.
Road and
I
Man.
think that is so expensive.
that will be expensive because now
Yeah.
you got.
I think we'd have
That's
to, we
granite.
would have to probably see if we could get that on a capital project from the town. I don't know that we could to have that
And,
kind of
and
money.
Steve, I think, last meeting said, well, what if we did, what if it was, so here's the road going in, here's the rotary, what if it was just curbing here and curbing there?
is it high enough to stop a car? I'm,
Well,
I don't
no, I
mean to be
think, no.
No.
stupid.
I mean, look at the cars that drive into 7-Elevens daily,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
what happened this morning. Or
No,
last
it's,
night
if
in
anything,
Boston.
I think it's gonna launch and get stuck on it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who we're preventing. If it's somebody on a cell phone
right,
and they're speeding,
Yeah.
I mean, why would they, I don't know, can't imagine them doing that anyway. If they're messing
Yeah.
around, they're messing around and focused on their car.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's grandpa and he's not paying attention, or
Yeah.
hits the wrong pedal, he's going over whatever.
Yeah.
yeah. Do we have insurance on that? We
Yeah,
must,
we do.
Everything's insured,
Everything
correct?
insured in the town, yeah,
so that if it does get hit, it can be replaced.
right.
I'm just thinking, big rocks would stop a vehicle, but then again, they could be pretty ugly and they distract from
Yeah.
the beauty of the whole
Right.
thing, But, again, it has
And even,
something to stop somebody.
How big would it have to be too? I mean,
Mm.
I know when we drive down to our daughters in Marston's Mills, somebody on a corner has got, the boulders. And they're maybe knee high.
Right,
Going, well, yeah, that's gonna do some damage, but unless you hit it square, you're gonna still ricochet off and
yeah.
go so I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of like a wall with the entryway between, people can walk through it, but you can't drive a car through it, but some kind of wall on either side, like you said, a small thing on either side. Smaller than building it up all the way around.
Well, I'll put some feelers out to people who do stuff like pavers or roadways and see what they say.
Good idea,
And tell them that we're just trying to protect it and see if they have any input.
good idea.
Okay,
Table it till next month.
all right.
All right, so that took care of the Walk of Remembrance too, unless there was something else?
No. Not
Okay, budget for 2024?
So I have a meeting, I was supposed to have my meeting with Joe on Tuesday, but he wasn't feeling well, so they rescheduled it to Friday. So I'm gonna be going over the the increases in fees. And I also have completed the budget. I added the flags, which I explained to him. I'm also gonna see if, right here,
That's
Cindy,
a
it's gonna be this.
reasonable price,
Sorry,
because we don't have to spend it if we
Right.
don't.
right. So, oh, wait, no, this is separate, maybe.
It's right here.
No, it should
It's on the back of this. Oh,
I put everything mixed up here.
no, that's the new website stuff.
Yeah,
Is it?
I'm not.
it might be in this
It's in
packet.
that packet right there.
Okay.
So if we don't,
So I actually, and I did put in for a part-time, but I'm not, oh, it's an enhancement of services, yeah. So I put in it for a part-time employee. What else?
who's working in your office?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my AmeriCorps.
Oh,
So she's working on the new.
plants and stuff. I
Yeah,
saw
the
it,
plants, yeah.
So the flag line item, 575.
Yeah,
I mean, worst case, we do it once, and if we don't end up replacing any,
then we
then
don't
the
have
next
to.
year we don't have to put it in, other than.
I mean, we
then the
put
following
it
year
in,
you
we
gotta
just
fight
won't
to get
use it.
back.
We could just give it, we can turn the money back in
Right.
at the end of the year if we don't need to purchase
Or,
them.
or you buy
But
one set of
At
replacements.
one,
with
at
it.
this point, we are now, I guess, it's RAC gets a line item every year in their budget to purchase all the flags, and they've been purchasing the flags for, well, they get the money from the town, they would just switch it over to us. But they buy all the other flags.
Oh.
So at some point, I did speak to Joe, I said, they're buying our flags and their flags, I don't know if they're getting a better price, but getting them all in one purchase, or should that line item be divided and we should have all the flags?
Just
that
as long as
are-
we have some say in the type of flag that goes up.
Right,
They don't shrink the flag on us, and it looks ridiculous, or.
yeah, and then, yeah. So that's it, so the whole budget's finished,
Okay.
which is nice to get that.
So what's the process with the fees?
So we just tell them about the fees that we
Right.
want for increase and why.
Yeah.
And they just, I guess they have to vote it at the Board of Selectmen, which I'm sure they will, because
Well,
only,
FinCom had to know about it, that's why it got
Right.
shot down
right.
earlier.
So they'll all know, because we'll have to do it through the budget process.
Okay. 'Cause
Which I'll be
that's
going
important
before
to
them
me.
anyways, because I'm asking for a part-time employee. And I'm asking for the flags. So,
Evergreen Hearts,
yeah, so
where did
the,
that go? I don't have that.
so we don't, because
Okay.
they went away on vacation, so remember how we had to ask her about redoing the Evergreen, sign? And, she's away, so she didn't get back to me on any of that stuff, so, which is unfortunate.
I noticed the Mount Pleasant sign doesn't look real nice either.
Yeah, so we'll,
Very faded
Yeah,
on South Street or Fort, whatever the other one.
by Mount Pleasant.
Forest, yeah, by the golf course.
it's these,
Pleasure, pleasure,
Pleasure.
pleasure.
sorry,
COVID test?
allergies.
Over here.
Back away.
Oh, we're so terrible
So
now.
same thing with the, so that's D and E, both of them, the signs we
Okay,
can,
so
so that's
we'll
gonna
have
be
to come back for
postponed.
that, come back for that next week.
The cemetery revolving account,
Revolving account.
which is
Did
this.
you hear what happened
So my
to our
computer,
software?
my computer went out and then I had to go all the way back and redo. Which, if they were up to date in the accounting department, it would just be a munis report, but I had to data enter back. And a cross-reference to make sure I didn't miss anything, so that was what I was doing. That was my day yesterday, but anyways, it's finished. And I found a couple things that I omitted, so it worked out pretty good. So right now, we have $46,635.77. I am gonna be selling lots to 3 different people today and tomorrow. So it'll be back up there again. The only thing that we have encumbered right now is the Blue Flax design, which is $14,615.11. So available to spend will be $32,000 right now before we get all the lot sale stuff. But once we get that, it'll be bumped back up.
So,
It should be around at least 40,000, probably a little bit more.
so we did have a big project,
Yeah,
but we started fiscal year 23 with 82 grand.
right,
And now we're at 46 with
right. We spent
6 months to go,
Yeah, we did spend $66,494.73,
right?
which was probably our most year that we've ever had, the amount of money we spent. And it's not over, and we still have to, if we can get the stamped concrete in, I'd like
Right,
to.
so forecasting for this coming year, what do we have?
We have the paving of the
The Walk of Remembrance is the big
Walk
part.
Remembrance, the paving there, the benches, but those are all being purchased by other people.
Right, so it's not on us, yeah.
Yeah. We are doing, well, a lot of the other stuff is not coming out of here. We have a CPC article that we're doing, 2 CPC articles. We're doing the South Harwich Meeting House CPC article, which will be for the Stones
Well, we have the Veterans Memorial hardscaping.
hardscaping, yeah. Which is also gonna be stamped concrete.
Okay,
And the signs,
And the signs.
signs from
And the
the-
signs for all the stuff.
yeah. So I'm just saying we need to be, and we don't have 46,000, we really only have 32,000.
Yeah, but I'll probably get that back up when I sell all the lots in the next 2 days, so.
Okay.
And I sell a lot of lots probably in the spring anyways. That's when I take in, most people don't want to look at lots this time of year unless they have a death. So,
Like doing cemetery tours.
What?
You didn't want to go last week, it was cold.
it was freezing.
That was just an
So
excuse.
we'll schedule this in May.
It was just an excuse.
I know. Well, anyway, so I'm just saying that I think we should be thinking conservative,
Right,
physically conservative for a little while anyway.
I agree.
Well, sorry you had to go through all that re-entry, but
okay.
sometimes that's good.
Yeah, and then,
Sometimes it's good to redo your software and your computer and see what you're missing.
yep. So I did, I talked to Link over at the DPW about his tree removal bid specs that he had to put out, and his specs required the tree removal guy to have a higher bucket truck and to be certified to go in high tension wires. We do not require that because we only need it to go up so high. Our trees are only so big, and we only need them to protect the monuments. So I did put a bid packet together. This is the scope of services, and I sent it out to 10 different companies last week. I've heard back from 2 so far. One guy has already sent in his price quote. I can't say it because I don't want the other people to know, but it's already better than what Link got. So we're just trying to be fiscally responsible. I mean, we could have just gone with Link's guy, but I don't think that's appropriate. So we'll have to find out exactly where it ends up coming in. And then as soon as it does, we have a lot of work that we do have tree removal work that needs to be done. On that note, I did meet with Brian, Albee, and Jim down at Mount Pleasant for that parcel that's attached behind where Tip O'Neill's graves are, and we had sold those to Tip's sons. They are going to be, because they haven't had any snow and they're starting to slow down on their other areas of the DPW. They had some free time, so they're going to be working at clearing that up for us, and they're going to be getting rid of some of the trees there, which will save us a little bit of money. But Brian was just Brian's kind of taking over, kind of doing what Boo used to mainly do, kind of overseeing. So he's been
retired too?
No, he hurt himself, so
no.
he's just out on medical. But so that's pretty good. I'm very excited that they're going to be helping us with that. And then
Okay, so.
we had the website thing,
Yeah,
but we're going to put that on hold because yesterday I attended a webinar with Sarah, who's our new.
That's this package here.
Yeah, so this is the whole package. So they're gonna be migrating our website over to a new thing called Civic Plus. And so what we have to do is just figure out what we wanna have on the content on those pages. And then it's going to be, no, it's this one's in here.
Keep going.
I know there's a lot of paper, I'm sorry.
All right.
It's this one right here.
Gotcha.
Okay. So in here, it's just gonna show it. It's just gonna show, if you guys want to take a look at this, it's what we want to have on as far as images. We can put up some images of the cemeteries. We can put up different bullet points or paragraphs or stuff that we want to highlight on the page. So what we probably should do is at some point, and they show the last, if you look at the last page, they're just gonna show you what. So this is they're making it more to work with like a mobile app, so if somebody's on their phone and they're trying to find out information. Our website's not very user-friendly on the handheld devices, so. This just shows you, it has links on one side, and then it has information about the sheriff, like a little paragraph, and then it has more bullet points about it. So both of them I think are clickable. And then it just puts in some photos, so we could put photos of whatever we want to put in there. And then it just has the contact information. So they're gonna try, this is the busy one that used to be on the left, and this is the one they want us to have. So it's not so much, you don't know where to look. It's got too much stuff going on.
Confusing.
So they want it to be simpler.
Well, it's sort of what Caleb and I were discussing this morning,
Right.
and what I brought up 2 meetings ago
Right,
was we have different menus
right, 2 sites.
on different sites,
Right.
and we really just need the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if this is gonna be a migration,
yeah.
does that mean that,
And so once it's migrated over, I guess I would have a log on. So anytime I wanted to change or update the content, it'll be kind of like, almost like an input page where I would type it in and it would automatically appear. So right now I submit stuff to Caleb with links. Here, we're gonna be able to do it ourselves.
there goes job security, Caleb?
Well, Caleb's happy to get rid of it, I'm sure. Aren't you, Caleb? At least that's what I was getting out of it. So we'll be having more training on it, I'm sure.
It's like the airlines wanted to get rid of the co-pilot and just have one pilot, and they were gonna put a dog in the other seat. And the purpose of the pilot was to feed the dog. The purpose of the dog was to bite the pilot if you wanted to fly the airplane instead of the autopilot.
Well, that does not sound good.
All joke, all joke.
Oh, and you know what? I didn't bring in the bills. I'll have to go back to
So, all right, so any other old business?
that. No, except for, well, we're gonna talk about the Eagle Scout project, so we'll wait.
Okay, so new business, bills.
The bills are in my office on my desk. I forgot them. So we have an
All right, so we'll
Eversource.
do those at the very,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna tell you what they are.
Okay.
So we have an Eversource bill,
yep,
just like $18. And then we have the payment for the Bank Street sign installation and the sign.
okay.
So those are the only 2 bills.
And
I didn't
mileage? No.
didn't have a chance to get to my mileage again, so I haven't been paid my mileage since July. But I promise I will try to get to it this week.
All right, we'll sign those when the meeting's over. Deeds?
We have no deeds. I'm gonna have deeds later today, and then I'll reach
Okay.
out to you guys for.
All right, Harding Ryder Cemetery.
So I wanted to bring up Hawks Nest Cemetery sign first. So this is Hawks Nest Cemetery sign. We had that commissioned, I think it was less than $2,000. It's just slate, and it just says when it was established. I like it because I think you never have to do any maintenance on it.
Right.
And that sign's old. So that was one of the first signs we did at Hawks Nest when we installed the stairs. I think I actually put some information, did I have a picture of the stairs for you guys in here? Maybe not.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Kevin was working for Jeff Brown then.
Yes. So anyway, we installed the sign on Bank Street, and now all I do is get emails and phone calls from people wanting to know about the cemetery on Bank Street because they never knew it was there. And I like that it's labeled now, but I think we're going to be causing a lot of foot traffic there. And I don't think that we really want to cause a lot of foot traffic at the Harding Ryder one.
Oh, no, that was my big concern.
Or the Smith family one. It's very small. It's on the conservation trail. So I kind of want to see if we can get signs for those two like this sign. They're older family cemeteries. We're not selling lots in them.
Right.
And I think it's economically probably a better bet for us to do something like that than to have to keep refurbishing and they're weathered and we're not going to be there as much. They're not going to be viewable. And all I got to do is hit it with D2 when I want to clean it. So all I do is spray it and walk away. You don't even have to watch it. So I don't know if you guys want me to go out and look for prices on those just to, and I can measure the one that's out there. It's not a big sign. It's probably this high, about this wide. And it's just a simple sign.
I think they look nice in the wooded area. And like you say, like on Route 39, it's not such a standout thing that people would slow down to look or, just go out to look for it.
So we're still doing the fencing.
Yes.
Harding
I think we
Ryder.
should 100% do the fencing. I just don't think we should do first of all, it's probably double the price. And we're not, we really are not encouraging people to visit it. We just pretty much want to have it identified so people know what it is, especially the neighbors. And I just think we could just write established. And both of those cemeteries, both the Smith Cemetery and the Harding Ryder Cemetery, are both, I have the dates of death of the people that lived there. So the first person who died is the date it was established. Right. So I think those ones are pretty simplistic to do. And I wouldn't even mind getting a price quote for the one that's inside Lothrop.
Lothrop, yeah.
I'm learning, Cindy. So do you want me to get a price on those 3 and then we can discuss it at the next meeting? Sure. Okay. Because she's going to give me price quotes anyways, young and fancy signs, and maybe we can then weigh it, and then you guys can make a decision. No one's making a decision today. I'm just going to get price quotes.
Something I just thought of though with the Harding Ryder. I wonder if both on the website and I don't know who could make a sign for. I mean a small sign that would be mounted on the split rail.
Private property.
That says for visitation or cemetery closed for visitation, please contact you. In other words, I would rather not have people stopping, oh, look, people that are into this.
I think we should just write private property on it because they'll then call me on a Saturday or a Sunday, family visiting or something, you know what I mean? Right. Not that I think that's, I already get phone calls from that, but I think it should just say private property. I think it would deter people from going.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want people just stopping and feeling like they can go see.
It's on somebody's property. It is private property. I mean, we do have an easement on it.
We have an easement.
Right. So,
so a private property sign for the Harding Ryder. Yeah. And then let's see what these are going to cost. So you're going to add a little something?
So on there, it just says the established date. I don't think we need to. I'm going to measure that one. It's a big enough sign that you can see it, but not overly done. So I'll just measure that one and see what we have for measurements. So Harding Ryder. So we're doing price quotes for
Smith Street.
Smith, Harding Ryder, and Lothrop. Lothrop. So and this would be, I think it's Slate.
I just think the road is low to the water.
Okay. Guys, it's so mean. Okay, so that's the sign stuff. And
Okay.
Bank Street's all set.
All right, that's good, I like that. Eagle Scout
Oh, yes.
before we get, don't we have this first?
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
part of the
so,
Eagle
the
Scout thing, so,
fougere
yeah. So,
estimate?
so when I went out to the,
What's that?
Hawk's Nest, I'm like trying to remember which cemetery I'm at, with, Thomas. So everyone will have one of Thomas's Eagle Scout project, which is pretty intense. So, this is his whole, you know how we were talking about other Eagle Scout projects? This is a lot of the paperwork that goes into the whole, what troop
Yeah.
they're in, what are they gonna do, what are they gonna do? This was his preliminary one, and he's just talking about all the different materials he's gonna need. And normally they do a cost analysis because they try to fundraise or do whatever, but I told them that we would pay for the fencing.
This is pretty impressive
Yeah, it's,
for 17, 18 years. Something.
yeah, so he's very excited about the project, and I did meet with Dennis down at the Smith family, and he as well is gonna be doing his project. But while we were there, we were walking around, and his parents actually came as well. We noticed a lot. So this is Ebenezer Eldridge's memorial. He's one of our most documented Revolutionary War veterans. His memorial's in pieces. And then I believe this is Sally. I don't know if this is his wife or his daughter. Hers is in pieces. This other one is cracked in 3 different places. But the whole cemetery's stones are not in good shape. So I called over to John Fougere and asked him if he would go down there and give me a price quote to fix all of the stones down there and clean them all. And so he did give us a price quote of $3,200. And I feel that's a very reasonable price for all the work that's
Compared
going. Yeah. So I mean, it's they're very damaged. They have old, kind of like not stainless steel, but like rods that were put through the stones that he's going to have to drill out, and then he's going to have to put material back in there because what's happening is the metal's expanding and cracking the stones.
Yeah.
So it needs to come out. So there's a lot of work that's going to be done to these stones, and he's going to have to remove all this terrible material that somebody put in there, scrape it down, and then re-put stuff in and put the stones back together. He has done a lot of work for Chatham, and he does a ton of work for Becky down at the town of Dennis, restoring older stones like this. So
Nice.
And he's
I-
competitive with,
he's probably cheaper.
just did.
He's probably cheaper.
Okay.
So I think it's a great price, so I just would need a motion if you guys wanted to move forward.
I'll make a motion to have Fougere repair those stones in the Smith Streets. Hawks Nest.
Hawks Nest.
Excuse me, Hawks Nest Cemetery.
Yeah, I'll second that. Makes it unanimous.
Okay. So then I met with Dennis down at Smith Cemetery. We went over the area that he will be doing and where the fencing is going to be installed. HTC has been down there as well, and because they're going to be doing a project down there. So they have it flagged on the left-hand side of the cemetery. So I'm just going to reach out to them and let them know that what we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. It looks like people are driving in almost right up to the stones at this point. It's a lot wider than it used to be.
Wait, where's
so
this?
This is at Bell's Neck.
Okay.
So off of Smith Street.
Right.
If you're
Okay.
in
Yeah.
West Harwich. So I'm going to try to talk to him to see if they can move that over a little bit to the left so that people aren't driving straight in towards the stones, because that's kind of would make me think that if somebody lost control, they would then run over the stones. It's a smaller cemetery. It'll have to be cleaned up. We will need the tree guy to remove a couple big pine trees in there. They are starting to lose their branches, and if the branches fall down, they'll just break those monuments, and we don't want we don't want that. So I'll reach out to them. Dennis is starting to do his proposal, which is like this, which is pretty in-depth. So he hasn't finished his yet, but as soon as he has his done, I will submit it. And this is, his is just, Thomas is just trying to get up there and get all of his stuff that he has to done, because he really wants to get he's younger. Dennis is a senior. I think Thomas is a junior.
Yeah.
But
the guns,
yeah, so
Dennis is up against the limit.
yeah, so he's gonna get his done as well. So it's very exciting. They're both of these young men are very eager to work. It's kind of nice to see someone so young taking a huge interest in trying to beautify and do these projects. And they do have another one actually 2 more of their friends that are going to be looking to do Eagle Scout projects that are in the similar troop. So hopefully they will reach out. I think one of them wants to do some type of a pollinator type garden. We could put that in anywhere, but we might want to think. I mean, we already have a pollinator garden at Island Pond. I wouldn't mind improving it, but I wouldn't mind taking another cemetery and actually maybe introducing some pollinators there. I don't know which one we would pick. I mean, maybe we'd let them pick.
Yeah.
Show them all the cemeteries, and maybe they can go around and see what one they would choose. But so far, so good. And I'm very excited about this, because I think it's all we're doing is purchasing the fence. I also did reach out to the East Harwich Union Cemetery. I think his name is John Albee. So anyways, and I spoke to him about the split rail fence and possibly moving some of the granite posts forward. Again, Tom Blute he's the one who normally moves our posts for us. He was away on vacation as well, so I couldn't even get a price quote out of him. And I did talk to him about, he goes, well, I do purchase sometimes ones when they break. And I said, well, the whole fence is falling down. So we pretty much think we want to replace the whole thing. That is something that I could put in for an AmeriCorps project to install the fence.
Yeah.
We would purchase it and they would install it. I think it would be a huge cost savings. Plus, it's a great project for them. So I just wanted to feel you guys out. What do you think? Put it in for an AmeriCorps? Okay,
That sounds great.
So what I'll do is I will go down with Margaret, and then what we'll do is we'll measure it, the fence, and how many posts and rails in the segments, and then we will submit it for a spring type of a installation with them, and then that'll be great. They'll come down for a day. They'll bring all their members. They'll dig it all out. We'll take all the stuff to the dump, and they'll install the fence in the same day. Okay.
Sounds great.
And all he said was praise about how great the monuments looked. And he didn't realize how many monuments there were in the cemetery till they were all standing up, because there were so many that were down on the ground. And he said how everyone who comes into the church really has been saying how wonderful they think that project looks. Oh, were you able to bring the book over to them?
I did. I'm not sure if Rose got it to the church or not. I hope so. I haven't followed up with her.
Okay. So, I mean, they can keep that one, and I'll just print out another one. So that way they can have it if they want to index. There are some stones that they didn't have indexed because they have always been face down, or they were broken and such, and you couldn't read any of the writing on it. So I think a lot of they'll probably want to update those records.
That's great. I have relatives there too.
Well, of course, you've been here for eternity. Your family. Yeah. I think that's it. Unless you guys have anything else.
Well,
Okay.
the organization of the website.
Okay.
So getting back to that new system, it sounds like we want to have this done
Yes.
so it migrates,
Right.
even though we can fix things.
Right.
So that we have 3 aspects to what we do here. So we have admin, and in admin, if you look at,
I'm looking at this.
well, you can either look at this page here or this one blown up. But in admin, you've got all of Robin's stuff. I mean, it should be the rules, you've got fees, interment, you got forms,
Yeah, so I'm wondering if forms can be another bump out. So
Meaning?
forms, and then under forms would be
yeah, so you have internment and
monument,
monument,
it would be heirs of record.
what's it called? Where's that?
Heirs of record or record of heirs?
I don't see that here.
It might be
Record of heirs. And then HEIRS, heirs.
It's not on here.
No, it's not, that's why,
It's not the historic cemetery books.
No,
That's
no.
different.
So some of these are CPC articles, so we want to do CPC.
well, hang on. So first we have admin. Then there should be the cemeteries. Okay, so you would have you would either, depending on Caleb and this new thing,
Yeah.
you would click cemeteries and then you would have a map of them.
So we would have
list.
first a list of cemeteries.
Or, yeah, that's Mox next, whether it's, you see the map and here they are, or here's a
Okay.
list of them.
Map of town, because that needs to be updated.
Yeah,
Because the one that we have is so old, it's outdated. We did so many expansions since the original one.
so on the list, based on that little picture, it would either, when you click the list, it would open up a new, I don't know how they're gonna do it, a new page or a new window, and then you'd have a link for each cemetery. So each cemetery is gonna need a page.
Well,
And the reason by doing that, well, good.
because Island Pond and Evergreen have their own pages now. So if you go to Evergreen now, all the data's in there except for the stuff that I have to enter right now. So if you want to find a grave or
Right.
purchase a grave,
So it would take you to those,
yeah,
right? It would take you to that specific
right. And
thing.
then,
But all the other ones, we should have either a historic description, like if you clicked Hawk's Nest,
yeah, where it's located
the
in a map.
age, the date range of the inhabitants,
Yeah.
the occupants, and then if there's something significant, like
Okay.
Ebenezer, Bank Street, unknown burial, possibly, family members, only one marker, identified as whatever.
Okay.
Established this date.
All right.
So then the next thing is what? I mean, you wanted CPC?
Yeah, because we have all these CPC articles in here with it has all this really historical documentation. If you do the history books of the Harwich cemeteries and you want to look up stuff from the 1800s about if your family it has everything in there. So in Evergreen, in those books, it talks about the actual making of the cemetery, the actual installing of
So
the
this
fence.
is historical information.
It is historical.
So then we should have historical.
Well, they're all going to be historical, every CPC article, because I only do historic preservation.
But I think for somebody that is new,
Okay.
the term CPC or community preservation,
Yeah.
it's like,
Okay.
well, what is that?
All right.
But if you go historical, and then in that you can, I mean,
Okay.
I don't see CPC listed here.
Well, it's not, which I think
Right.
it should be. But so if we do,
You could do historic cemetery books.
okay. And then we would do Mount Pleasant. The Mount Pleasant stone information is the Mount Pleasant one.
Okay, so wait, so Mount Pleasant stone information, what does
That
that,
it
what does
should-
that mean?
That Mount Pleasant, that's when we did all the restorations of the broken stones. See, it
Okay,
was
so
CP.
5 years from now,
Yeah.
Joe Blow from East Bayonne, New Jersey moves to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
What does that mean to him?
Right. So this one is historic,
Which is, what are you clicking on? So the books,
the books,
yeah?
Mount Pleasant Stone, Pine Grove Cemetery Conservation.
So why is this historic as opposed to information on the cemetery?
So this is, I mean, they could be, these are projects that we did through CPC, and it's only specific to certain stones.
Okay, but why do we need that here? That's what I'm
Okay.
getting at.
I don't know.
I'm playing devil's advocate going,
So,
why do I have to wade through this information or click here and go, oh, that's not what I want,
Right.
and then go back?
So maybe it says historical preservation.
Okay. So cemetery books, we create one that says preservation. I like that. And then under that, we go Pine Grove.
In Mount Pleasant.
So I'm going to ask another stupid new guy question. So everything that we just did over in West Harwich,
East Harwich Union.
no, West Harwich. The big
Pine Grove.
restoration at, well, even at
Pine Grove.
North Harwich, or Pine Grove,
Pine
Pine
Grove.
Grove, that's what I was trying to
Okay.
think of. Why do they not have a?
They should. So I can put
So
the Pine
this
Grove
is
report.
restoring stones.
Yeah.
Why do we need, this is, it's paid for, it's done, it's ancient history, we fixed it. Why does this have to be occupying bits on a website?
Part of doing the CPC and doing the article, they wanted the information to be digital for people to access after the fact. So they asked us to put it up digitally on the website.
Okay.
So
all
that
right,
was
so
part of the,
that alone, that's fine.
Yeah.
If they asked for it, then
Yeah.
they get it. So Pine Grove, Mount Pleasant,
we should put up the East Harwich Union one too.
okay. All right, so then we have, so those are all under preservation. What's
Yeah.
the South Harwich Meeting House?
Those were when we restored the South Harwich Meeting House and we got the,
Isn't that historical too?
sure.
I mean, we really haven't thinned anything out yet. We're still.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Back up under admin should be the vendor list,
Okay.
right?
So this would be admin. The rules and regulation is admin. The planning guide is a pre-planning guide that I do, that might
Right,
be,
and that's,
that should be in forms, forms.
okay.
Monument permits and forms. Marceline Arboretum map could be,
Right, so now that's another,
that should be under cemeteries.
I think that and the Veteran Circle, and the Walk of Remembrance, I think those are unique items.
Okay,
So we either create a like admin, cemeteries, historical, what would you call that? Or they get their own.
I think they each should have their own.
Okay, so after historical, then we need a topic that's Marceline.
Arboretum.
It gets one. And then the
Veterans Memorial. Veterans
Veterans-
Memorial Park.
I think all we have to do is say Veterans, oh, well, it's in a park, but
Well,
I think just Veterans Memorial. Because if you say Veterans Memorial and Walk of Remembrance,
yeah,
it's got to fit, you know? So they get one.
okay.
All right, so this is, I don't know, I'm just going to use P for like park, even though it's not. So you've got 1, 2, 3 for Marceline, and then we need one for
Veterans.
a new one. Now, the scavenger hunt.
That's just for kids to do a thing. We can take it off.
Well, but do you do other activities?
We do have other activities.
Calendar?
We could do a calendar.
How about a calendar?
Okay.
So And then one other thing that we are missing, so we need a calendar function. And then we can put unique things like, well, tours of the Arboretum. And
Right. So all the tours that we do are free. All the other people who do tours, they usually charge a fee, but we don't. I figure I'm working. I think it's a free thing for me. So we do a lot of tours. And we do tours with the AmeriCorps members too.
And the only one we're missing is Cemetery Commission. And I think that should come under admin, not inside admin, its own unique,
Okay.
because they need to know who to yell at. So we come in here right below admin.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that really has to change on that is, and this is not against you, Robin.
Yeah.
But the Cemetery Commission needs to always be updated, so it would be Steve, Cindy, Rob, Robin.
Steve.
Yeah, so he's the chair. And then
Oh, you
next,
just want the order.
it should be done that way every time there's a change.
Okay.
And then, remember, this having the Cemetery Commission as a page, that's also a deflection off of you. So, I mean, are you listed on there for, you're already under admin.
I don't know why they do this for all the boards.
Okay, so, but that's why you should go last.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Howell. So, I would have put.
Don before me.
Is he still it?
Yep.
Could be.
Yeah. So Don, yeah, before you.
Okay.
And then, I mean, that way, if somebody, has a bone to pick and they
Yeah.
want to talk to the commission, they're gonna start with Steve and go down the list.
Yep.
And ideally, they would hit Don before they hit you. And everybody most likely is gonna deflect to you anyway, because it's like, well,
So
I
then
don't
we
know,
have
that's
to,
a-
we also have to change this the first Tuesday to the first Thursday.
Oh, and then, all right, so that, so the contact info needs to be updated on every, contact info.
Day of the week.
So also then underneath the commission,
We can put a little paragraph like they did for the other thing. So you know how we did the beginning of our thing? We could take that paragraph off of our yearly report, the very beginning, and
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
and stick that little paragraph in there that you guys have, that you're,
under the rules.
Yeah.
And it's also in the annual report, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on the, whatever, if there is a home page, there should be see, I don't quite know how they're gonna clean this up.
Yeah,
It's hard to say, because
I know.
everybody's different, but there should be a window and also listed on the calendar, the meetings.
Right. Well, so on this page really keeps, all the agendas and all the minutes.
So all of this stuff here is admin. The contact block is admin. News, that's propagated from town hall.
Right.
The calendar, the only reason I don't like this calendar thing, unless the town insists upon it, is, I mean, what do we have? We have, if there's an event in Marshall,
Yeah.
and if there's an event at the Veterans Memorial,
I think they
or our meetings.
only put it up so that they know, if somebody came to this page, they would know when our next meeting is.
Well, but it doesn't really, it just says upcoming event, but you still have to click on it to see what the event is.
Right.
That may disappear with this
Right.
new iteration.
Right.
And then, but on the main admin page, you would need or this should be on the commission page.
This is the commission.
Oh, you're right. So
This is the commission
agendas and minutes would have to be on our page.
Yeah, they are. They're not on my page. They're on your page. They're not on the department page. They're on the commission page.
So we'd like to introduce Caleb to the meeting. So if I come up with a rough draft of this, I mean, I can't really cut and paste, and what's the best way to do this rearranging with you? You said to email you, but
Yeah, that'll work. If you want a screenshot, like you have a couple screenshots over there, you know how to edit on top of the.
well, I can do lots of, screen captures and
Yeah,
go,
screen
put this
captures.
here, put this here, put this here.
Yeah, little.
You'll be able to translate, or you can call me and say,
Yeah.
get over here. I mean, I live around the corner. Okay, all right, so we'll do that. What's your email, Caleb? Or is that on the website somewhere, or?
It should be on the website.
Okay, I'll find it.
I can email it to you as well.
Okay. So that sounds like I mean, I don't think we've really simplified anything except the main menu and then.
Yeah,
And
it's a
so
start.
I'll work with Caleb and get this kind of done.
And then we
We
can
may just have to
review.
publish it. I mean, unless, Caleb, do you have access to a temporary? If we do these changes, you have to do them, they happen, and then we can look at them as opposed to a dummy website,
We could create a dummy page.
dummy page, or
And
pages, so you could,
And act like it's the cemetery.
before a
commission
pre-published page. Okay,
without making any direct changes to the
Oh, good.
actual cemetery.
all right, so I'll work with Caleb.
Okay.
And I'll run stuff by you.
Yep.
And we'll create the dummy page and then find a way for everybody to look at it. And when do we have to have this done for the new?
She hasn't said, so I don't think it's like,
All right, so we're gonna do this in January
Yeah.
and by February
yeah.
meeting,
Good idea.
so that we can just be done with it.
Okay.
Because we won't really know until they do the migration, and then we go,
Yeah, because it could,
that's not what we want, and we have to quickly fix it. Okay, so, speaking of that, do we have a desire to go to any cemetery today?
to you, Cindy?
No,
Cindy has no
You didn't bring your
desire.
snowmobile suit, or?
no, I still have my physical therapy clothes on.
Oh, there you
I
go.
really want to go home and change my clothes.
Okay, so that sounds good. Any other business?
I don't think so.
I think we're all
All
set.
right, we beat that to that. So the next meeting, speaking of
It'll be
getting
February.
this done, February, yeah.
No, it just flies by.
So what are we,
Matt will have his baby by
what are we looking for? We're looking for,
the first Thursday.
can I get my calendar to do this? The first Thursday in February,
When's baby due?
Friday, so that's really the first,
That's okay.
February 1st,
Sure.
Thursday.
Caleb,
9.
that's okay with you? Yeah, I think so.
All right, February 1st, 9 o'clock. Be there, be square, Steve. If you're at home listening.
Cindy, do you,
Motion to adjourn
Yes, I'll second it.
what is the time?
at 10:28. We started at 9:20.
Okay, you push the button.
And so moved.